Call the meeting to order August 15th, 2016 at 9 a.m. Let's please rise. Say the pledge, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everybody. Roll call, please.
Ms. Reagan,
Present.
Mr. King.
Here.
Mr. Henry,
Here.
Mr. Brooks.
Good morning, President.
Okay, we're going to go out of order here. I'm going to ask that the, under contracts and agreements for approval, I'm going to ask that the bids for the trucks and street sweeper be opened at this point.
Okay.
John, do you want my help?
I've got 10 of these,
10. I only had 6.
and I appreciate Commissioner Rick giving me the opener. That makes a lot. This first one is Southeastern Equipment Company from Indianapolis, Indiana. This looks like the street sweeper bid. Price is $210,100, Southeastern Equipment. And they also have trucks too. Come here, undo it. Oh no, this is to add on to the truck, isn't it? I don't think they have a bid for trucks themselves in there. Doesn't look like it.
If they did, I would assume it would be in a separate packet, John.
Okay,
Total, that's total.
okay, all right. Next is General Truck Sales, Muncie. This is for 5 2017 Volvo tandem axle dump trucks. Depending on the type of body, it ranges from $150,688 a piece to $156,817. Jones, Clark, MT, ARM body, Palfleet body, they all have different amounts. And for 5, the range is from $753,440 to a high of $784,085. Next is Brown Equipment out of Fort Wayne. This is for a street sweeper. See attached. I believe the quote is $249,500 from Brown Equipment. That looks like. Well, there's also one for $239,500. This is Stoops Freightliner of Anderson. This is a plow truck bid package. Freightliner. Complete cab chassis with W.A. Jones body, $142,191 a truck. This is a 2017 model Freightliner. Total cost for 5 trucks, $710,955. Completed cab chassis with Clark Truck Equipment Package, $145,625 per truck, for a total of $728,125. And a completed cab chassis with Mid-State Truck Equipment Body Package, $147,320. 5 trucks, $736,600. This is from Best Equipment out of Indianapolis. This is for a sweeper. A Timeco or Timco 600 regenerative air sweepers, $196,055. 196,055. Selking International. Selking International with a Muncie address, among others. 5 2017 tandem plow trucks, 5 International Workstar, total 5 truck package, $776,500. Doesn't say who it's from, but we'll find out in a second. Another bid. This is from MAC, M&K Quality Truck Sales of Indianapolis. $60,000 gross vehicle weight tandem axle dump truck. Unit price $162,785. Total for 5, $813,925. Here's one from Kenworth, Palmer Trucks. Oh, they got them all over. Indianapolis, Fort Wayne. This is for 5 Kenworth T880 tandem axle plow trucks. Unit price $167,688 for a total of $838,440. Here's another one from Kenworth, Palmer Trucks. This is for 5 Kenworth T370, 2017 Kenworth tandem axle plow trucks. Unit price $141,327. Total $706,635. Here's another one from Kenworth, Palmer. Looks like this one came from Indianapolis again. This is for Kenworth T370, 2017 Kenworth tandem axle plow trucks, $143,676 for a unit price. Total $718,380 for all 5. That's all that I have. I've separated them between the trucks and the street sweepers.
Okay. Shane, could you and Mr. Jesse take those, please?
Make a motion to take them under advisement.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made to take under advisement. We have a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Kane?
Yes.
Ms. Reagan?
Yes.
Mr. Henry?
Yes.
Station them. Oh, that's just that. Okay.
Okay, we'll move on down to appointments. Delaware County Community Corrections Mental Health Administration Board member.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
My name's Mitch Castle. I'm the Director of Delaware County Community Corrections.
Make sure that
Is that blue light on?
microphone's
The little button.
Sorry. Good morning.
Morning.
My name's Mitch Castle. I'm the Director of Delaware County Community Corrections, and I'm here today. We're trying to fill a vacancy on my advisory board. It's been empty for about 8 months with the retirement of Bruce Rector. And the person that my board has recommended for your consideration for appointment is Amanda Whitten, and I believe you have her resume as well as a letter asking that you appoint her. So that's what brings me here this morning.
Looks like she's very qualified in this position. It must be someone in the mental health
That's correct.
service. I was very impressed, and
I was very impressed by her resume as well.
yes, so thank you for bringing it.
So do you want to make a motion?
I'll
Fred?
make a motion that we place Amanda Whitten on the DCC board.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Ms. Reagan?
Yes.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Mr. Henry?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, we'll move on down to the approval of minutes for August 1st, 2016.
I make a motion we approve.
Want to lump them together?
That's fine. We can also do the August 10th, 2016 Special Commissioners Meeting.
I'll amend my motion to include August 10th.
A second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. King? Yes. Ms. Reagan?
Yes.
Mr. Henry?
Yes.
Thank you.
Presentation to the Commissioners, Carrington Woods, Michael Stikelether.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Morning.
On April 18th, an agreement was signed between Carrington Woods LLC and the Commissioners regarding the development of Carrington Woods LLC, and I'm here today to give you an update on our compliance with that agreement. If I have given you a handout, Mr. Brook, you have one, and the Secretary has one, the Commissioners have one. If you turn, please, to this page here, the very first page, and I'll go down through it, in this second column, and the second scope improvement and completion deadlines, that we can follow it along. Under the sections A, B, and C, the very first one, we've gone through a patching, and we've taken care of Cumberland Road. That is the paved road. We've gone out there, and that was done very quickly after signing the agreement. I've also now signed a paving contract with E&B Paving as of August 3rd, and they intend to get all this contract work done. They've told me, weather permitting,
Yeah.
and their ability to get other IDOT major projects done, weather permitting, on or before October 1st, in compliance with the contract. If there is any trouble, I'll be back before this board in sometime in September saying we may need to have an extension.
Yeah.
But Jason Gassaway has told me that they want to get this done before the asphalt plants close, and I told him that that needs to happen. If we can go down through section A, what we intend to pave will be the asphalt approach for Cumberland Road and County Road 400 North during this paving session. We'll be paving section A. When I say paving, we'll put it on the surface coat. We'll be doing section B. We're going to go back through and do complete patching and repair through all sections A, B, C, and D. Excuse me, A, B, and C. That should all be done by that time. With respect to section C, we're well aware, if you'll see this 2/3 requirement, there is 18 lots and 14 lots, so a total of 32 lots as of the time the thing was sold. We're very happy to report that we closed on 3 lots out there in section C and have 3 more pending.
Good.
So
Good news.
we are very happy about all that, and we're well aware that when we get the 2/3 requirement, we'll be having to pay. I have received the construction detail from Angela Moyer with respect to the amount of gravel that needs to be on Cumberland Road as the substrate before we pave it, and I have a proposal from Patriot Engineering regarding that matter. So we're right on top of everything, and we're closing sales as fast as we can, because we want to make that a nice subdivision and a great place for people to live in Delaware County. We've also gone out, and you'll see some activity out there, drill quilling, where we cleaned up that, how do I say this delicately? The cat of nine tails forest that we had out in the retention pond there, and we cleaned all that up also. We're talking about plans of possibly putting a fountain out there even, depending on how we can get all that squared away. We want to make it a very nice place, do our part, the economic development of Delaware County, and also do that, make the place increase the quality of the housing stock and available lots that are available for sale in Delaware County, because after 2008, there was not a lot of new housing construction going on, and we're trying to change that. That's my report. If you have any questions, I'm happy to entertain them.
Well, yes, I do. We are so appreciative of the report and of the good news that things are moving out there, because we do need more housing here in Delaware County.
And we're trying to do our part.
And on this section C,
Yes, ma'am.
page 6,
Page 6, yes, okay.
and that's the,
That is section C, yes, ma'am.
yeah. Is that the one that stops right there at Cedar? And there's 3 lots on the northeast corner of that, above that green line.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I didn't catch this last time you presented this, but is there any way we could go around that curve to hit those?
We have a very strict financial reserve. If we ever get the financing.
I thought
of
you
this.
might say
And we have a
that.
very strict financial reserve that we're going to strictly observe, because and the best way to get that paved is to talk to any people you know, and they want to move to Carrington Woods and buy a lot in Section C. We have to sell a lot, because we're going to use those sale proceeds to help pay for Section C.
Okay, well, that explains it, but I have some people out there that just didn't understand, and I'll try to explain it to them.
I would appreciate
So if
that.
everybody go out and be a little cheerleader for their neighborhood.
That's right. I've always found that the best salespeople for any community are the residents of that community.
You're right. Well, thank you so much for the report today.
Thank you very much. I'll be back to you whenever we get closer to that 2/3 requirement in Section C.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll move down to contracts and agreements for approval. LPA consulting contract, Delaware County Bridge 516 inspection contract.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is just the standard NDOT template for construction inspection. We need to get this authorized before the final tracings are to be due in October. And lighting is scheduled for January of 2017. The total contract is for $379,762.75, and our local match would be $75,952.55.
Now, how did we pick this firm?
When we did the selection process a couple of years ago.
That's when they were hired. Okay.
What's supplement to?
I thought you mentioned construction inspection.
That's what I did. What, is that what?
That's another, that supplemental's for PE.
Okay.
Do you want me to start discussing
Yeah, go
that too
ahead.
now? Okay. That's for a $0 change. There was $10,000 left in the environmental coordination. Originally, we thought this was going to be a CE4, and once we get started, only CE1 was required. But during the environmental, it was discovered that the White River is listed as a possible site for PCBs. So the engineer is recommending that we do soil sampling, water sampling now, hopefully reducing the risk for the contractor when they submit the bids. At least they'll know what they're going to encounter if we have the information for them now versus construction time. So it's not an additional cost. We already have the funds in the contract.
So we just need to approve it today.
Correct.
So I suppose we could lump these together.
Fine, however you guys want to do it.
That's fine, man.
you know.
You wanna make the motion, sure, or you want me to?
You go ahead.
I'll make the motion, we accept both contracts, the consulting contract, Delaware County Bridge 516 inspection contract, and the Bridge 516 supplemental to contract.
I'll second that.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Reagan,
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes.
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Thank you. Just for the record, this is the Tilton Avenue Bridge on the
Right.
White River.
Right.
Okay.
The only problem I have with this company is that I heard a couple of years ago that they are the ones that are doing the Smithfield Bridge, I believe. And that project's been sitting around for now 14 years. So I just hate
It's not
to.
their fault.
Yeah.
It's not their fault, but yet,
I believe that the prior commissioners held that up and they didn't follow through with it. When we placed that money in our edit fund a couple years ago, that's what brought it back up and got it going again.
yeah, but it just seems to me that someone dropped the ball there. Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to resolutions for approval. Resolution for Delaware County Commissioners approving funding from the county Inc. Ed Plan Project Number 6.
I believe we're going to pull this
Yeah,
one.
We are?
You want
Respectfully withdraw that at this time. The edit account number is incorrect on the resolution.
I wondered about that
It should be
last
5.
night when I read that.
I'll
Should be
redo it
fine.
and be back at a future meeting.
I wonder where you're gonna get the money. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I didn't want to call you at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll withdraw that. Department heads or elected officials.
Shannon. John Burke reminded me this morning something I should bring everybody up to speed. John has diligently been trying to get the railroad, the Cowan Road and 23rd project to sign off on the final temporary and permanent deed. And he finally got that secured. He worked very diligently on that, and I appreciate that, John. So that is the last parcel we need to secure. So I will let the engineering firm know that that's been handled and find out what the schedule will be for construction. I don't know if we can squeeze it in this year or maybe get some started, but I will give you an update as soon as I hear more information.
Someone just asked me a couple weeks ago on that project, and it's where we now have the stop sign, correct? And they were asking me if a light was going to be there, and I said I had not heard that, and I didn't think
It's
so.
not part of this project.
The stop sign is doing what we wanted to do, to help people.
That was at a request from the city when they were doing the South Gateway project.
Right.
And that originally was going to be just temporary,
Right.
but they really thought it was doing a good job and requested that it stay permanent. And we entered into an ordinance, and so did the city.
And so you think the stop sign will just stay there?
Right.
And this will be widened to like 4 lanes turning, or?
It's going to allow for a turn lane on 23rd, and that will add storage to allow for those turn lanes, and then the right lane can turn right,
Right,
as the
okay.
left is. And then they will be cutting back on the islands on each direction of Cowan Road to allow for more storage for semis to be able to turn on at 23rd Street.
So a stop sign. Good. Okay, thank you.
And for the record, I'd much rather deal with the federal government and its bureaucracy than the railroad.
They're tough.
I'm-
And you picked up from the previous county attorney that he worked on that for a few months too.
Yeah.
So thank you for your help.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks to both of you. Anyone else? We have no monthly or weekly reports. No payment of claims for $2,269,411.06.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion to approve claims in a second. Roll call, please.
Ms. Reagan,
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes.
Mr. Henry.
Yes. Questions or comments from anyone else?
Commissioners, good morning. Brad Bookout with Delaware County Economic Development. I did have an opportunity to briefly talk in your office with a couple of you before the meeting, as was interest of a couple of the commissioners, was to see the former CR3 tire facility, which is located immediately east of Exide, something done with that. We have spoken to Exide about that particular piece of property, as well as another neighboring business in the area. And they have some interest in possibly using that location as a semi-truck staging area. However, as you know, there is some potential environmental contamination at the site. The site has been continuously tax delinquent, I think, for more than 5 years. I think taxes owed on it at this time there are in excess of $60,000. We would like to begin with a Phase 1 environmental assessment for $1,750 from the brownfield company SME, which I quickly shared this with a couple of you before the meeting. And this would be the first step to determine what the environmental contamination is at the site, so that if we could get it into Excide's hands or into the other company's hands, we would know what was there and that they would know what was there. So that's required for environmental liability protection of that entity who would use the property. So I would ask for your approval today for $1,750 to pay SME Brownfield consultants to do the Phase 1. You do have budgeted in your edit plan $30,000 for brownfield work, so you do have sufficient funds to do this, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Would we not want to get it in our name first if it's still got the
Well, that's the
60,000?
problem, Sherry, is you need to complete a Phase 1 before you put it in your name, or else you're liable for the contamination. So we
Right, we wouldn't
Yeah.
want to go in and take it in our name and then have them come back and say it's going to cost us $10 million
Well,
to clean it
that's
up,
true.
because then that
Yeah.
would be on us. So,
IDEM refers to this as an end user doing their due diligence to
Yeah.
determine what the contamination is, so that the county is not liable for contamination. Because IDEM doesn't know if it was created after you acquired it or before.
Okay.
So this would determine what the
What
contamination
was
is.
that amount again, Brad?
$1,750. That is a really good price for a
Yes.
Phase 1. It's actually the least expensive I've seen in a long time. I've seen them as high as $2,500 to $3,000 for a site like this. I have not seen one as low as $1,750, so this is a good price.
How much cement is there? There's quite a bit of cement they're going to drill through or?
No, this is what the difference between a Phase 1 and a Phase 2 is a Phase 1 looks at the historic uses
Okay.
and what historically was done, so this is like a historical overview.
Okay.
It may require a Phase 2 to be completed, where you actually go out and drill into the soil and take
Okay.
soil samples. So the Phase 1 is the first step.
Thank
Make a
you.
motion that we do the Phase 1 in the amount of $1,750.
Okay, I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second for Phase 1 at $1,750. Roll call, please.
Mr. King.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioners.
You'll get us an invoice though, right?
I will, and I'll probably need Commissioner stamps on this proposal to get the work underway. Okay, thank you.
sir. Anyone else?
Make a motion to recess.
I would like to recess for approximately 15 minutes to allow review of the bids. Review again in 15 minutes.
So moved.
So moved. Second. Need a roll call on that.
Do we need a roll call on that?
Just
Okay.
reset.
All right, so we'll recess for about 15 minutes. All right, we'll call the meeting back to order. Shane, you want to?
Shane Slavin, Delaware County Highway Department, maintenance supervisor. I'm looking over all the street sweeper bids and truck bids. On the street sweeper bid, the Timco at 196,055 is the lowest bid, but our recommendation is to go with the southeastern bid at 210,100, being that it has 3 times the water capacity. It gives us the ability to go further in the county, as our additions are far away from our home base, and the operating time will be much longer in between fills and things like that, so I think we'll get some advantages from that. So my recommendation is with the southeastern Swartz machine.
I discussed with Mr. Slavin and Mr. Jesse the requirements for the bidding. It's not necessary to take just the lowest bid whatsoever. You have to take the lowest responsive and responsible bid, and as long as you have rational reasons for not taking the lowest bid, then you can accept a higher bid. And the rationale for having a 600-gallon capacity as opposed to a 200-gallon capacity makes a lot of sense, particularly in the county.
Storage also probably, Right.
So that seemed to be a valid reason as to why to go with a slightly higher. I mean, it's only like $14,000 difference, or less than $14,000 difference for 3 times the capacity.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I'll make a motion that we accept the bid from Southeastern Equipment Company for the street sweeper in the amount of $210,100, correct?
Sure.
I'll second that.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Reagan,
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes.
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Also with the truck bids, Freightliner is at $142,191 each, which is the lowest bid. The second bid is a General Truck Sales at $156,88. The Freightliner truck doesn't seem as user-friendly to us. We demoed all of the models. The suspension doesn't seem like it is going to serve us well in the long run. We're going to have these trucks for 15 to 20 years, so that's an issue. Also, the visibility and usability from the drivers. They don't seem to like the type of hood. They like the aerodynamic where they can see the plow and see where they're working with this model. All you have is indicators. You can't visually see the plow when you're working, so you have problems hitting mailboxes and actually hitting lots of things, possibly. So aesthetically sitting in the truck and driving it, the guys do not like them. The visibility part of it, and that's kind of an issue with those. The General Truck Sales, more aerodynamic hood, turning radius a lot better, suspension's a lot better in the long run. We already have some of these trucks, so I already have parts in stock that we can service the vehicles, which helps, and the guys are already familiar with them as well. So some of those things would be helpful to us to stay in the same lane as far as that goes. So my recommendation is General Truck Sales with the W.A. Jones bid at $150,688 for a total of $753,440.
Once again, I discussed the bidding with, and the bids that came in with Mr. Slavin and Mr. Jesse. We talked about the requirements. Once again, the lowest responsible bid. This seemed, the rationale seemed to be reasonable that they were looking at. They have trucks that already meet this. They believe that the suspension system on the next lowest bidder is actually better and more appropriate for their use. So I think those are rational and reasonable reasons as to why to reject the lowest bidder and go with the next highest bidder, which is only about $8,000 a truck.
And we do want to have the guys feel like they are better equipped to run that machine.
Very important when you're in there 16 hours a day
Right.
that you're comfortable and you feel that you know you have a great sense of your awareness all around you. Yeah, that makes a huge difference.
I'll make a motion that we go with the GMC $156,88.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the Volvos at $156,88. Roll call, please.
Mr. King.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes,
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Slavin.
Look forward to seeing them.
Have anything else?
Is there any other business anyone has?
Make a motion to recess.
Oh, I'm sorry, I want to mention the Selma Bluebird Base coming up.
What's the dates on that?
It's August the 24th to 27th, and we want to support our local communities. Good time for all.
Certainly do.
I'll second it.
We're adjourned.
Thank you.